Chris Eubank Jr., welcome back to the UK. Before we start talking boxing, do you have a nice holiday?
Yeah, it was a needed break. I've been pretty much non-stop training through COVID and then for the fight. So took a couple of weeks off, recouped, let the body rest, the mind rest. Had a little bit of fun in Vegas, went to Dubai. So yeah, it was a good trip.
Have you been keeping an eye on the boxing world at all, of the goings on? It's been a busy time around your division.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in Miami for the Floyd versus Logan Paul exhibition, not fight. We're not going to call that one a fight because it wasn't a fight. So yeah, that was interesting to watch. I wasn't expecting much, and it didn't deliver like some people thought it would, but obviously people in the boxing world knew what it was going to be. I always keep my eye on the sport, all the big fights and stuff like that. Yeah, there's been a lot going on.
Speak about the middleweight division particularly, just for a moment. Charlo fought this weekend. He was put through his paces, but he got the win. A lot of talk about Golovkin and Murata happening. Demetrius Andrade beat Liam Williams in the way that you predicted he would. What's your opinion on all this action, and how does it affect your plans for what you want to do moving forward?
Listen, the middleweight division is popping off right now. There's a lot of big fights to be made. There's a lot of big names. So the next couple of years are going to be very, very exciting for Team Eubank and for Team Bosman and everyone else that's involved.
Andrade is the name that I'm seeing you linked to a lot. What did you think of his performance against Liam Williams, if you just break that down for us?
Yeah, I mean, there was no surprises. Williams, all he knows how to do is come forward. And Andrade just, boxed his head off, really. It is what it is. Both those fights would be very entertaining, and both those fights are fights that the boxing public keep bringing up. So I'm sure we'll make them happen in the near future.
Focusing on you then for a moment, you're back from your break. You're back in the gym, as we can see here. What's your communication been like with Roy Jones? Are you looking to get back over to him soon, or do you need to go back over there? What's the thinking?
Absolutely. Me and Roy always in touch, always speaking over the phone, and as soon as I get a chance, I'll be back out there training with him, or he'll be back over here training me in the UK. It was a very good start, and there's a lot more to come. So yeah, me and Roy, you guys are going to be seeing plenty more of me and him.
Have you had the chance to speak with him much about the previous fight? Have you broken down that fight? Does he analyse it? Do you do it? Do you do it together? How does that work when you look at the Marcus Morrison fight from a Roy Jones perspective?
Yeah, we've gone over the fight. We've spoken about things I could have done better, things I did well, things that we can improve on, because you can always improve. Nothing's ever perfect. We still have a lot that we can work on, and a lot that we will be working on over the next couple of years. But happy with the performance. He was very happy with how things went. He was happy how with the way that I listened and implemented the things he was telling me to do. So yeah, overall A+ in the performance.
Let me ask you, I know we spoke about it briefly a moment ago, what was it like for you being inside an empty arena? You're used to hearing fans cheering, screaming, even as we spoke about last time, booing if you're in the parts of Germany where it's all going off. Complete polar opposite this time, the absolute other end of the scale. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was an experience. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I fought in an empty building, because I don't think this is probably going to be the only time in history where that's even a possibility. That's a once in a lifetime, a once in a generation thing. To fight with no fans, complete silence, hearing every shot, hearing the breathing, hearing the corners, talking to the opponent, having him hear everything you're saying in his ear. It was hardcore. It was pretty savage, to be frank, and I can definitely see how it may affect fighters, or has affected fighters, because it's a completely different environment to what we're used to. Luckily for me, I've never been the type to let anything outside of the ring affect how I am in the ring. whether you're booing me, whether you're cheering for me, or whether there's complete silence, it's all the same. I'm going to perform exactly the same each and every time. I'm blessed with that discipline and that mindset. So yeah, it was an experience. It was fun.
Staying on that theme then, do you think had the arena been full, had we been in normal circumstances and it was you and Marcus Morrison with the same men in the corner and everything else, do you think that fight would have played out exactly the same as it did?
Yeah, the fight would have played out the same if there was a crowd, on my part anyway. Would he have raised his game? Would he have crumbled under the pressure if there was a big crowd? I have no idea.
Yeah.
For me, everything would have been the same.
Last time we spoke, you were the new signing at Wasserman Boxing, and you were saying one thing you wanted to be was active. One thing you wanted to do was get out as often as you could. I assume that's still the plan. Do you have any dates in mind? What kind of thing are you training for?
Listen, I'm always training, and we're hoping to get out in August, and then again at the end of the year. I said that I want to fight 3 times this year. Activity is the key to success in the sport. You've got to be in the gym, you've got to be in the ring. I've been out of the ring for far too long over the last couple of years, so we need to make up for lost time. So I'm ready, and when I get the call, we're going to go for it.
Do you leave the names to other people to decide? Do they put a list of names in front of you, or do you say, I want this person or that person, or is it now specifically about this belt, and this belt?
Yeah, I mean, I've said, the top guys in terms of Golovkin and Canelo. Those are the 2 fighters that I actually want to fight. Everybody else, it's kind of like, if you've got a belt, if you've got a name, we can do it. But they're not like on the list.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, my promotional team, Sal and the Sal brothers, they are the ones that pick the opponents, set the matches up, and then we go from there.
Is it frustrating for you to see Golovkin in talks with Murata? I've not seen any official source, but I've seen plenty of articles say those 2 guys look to be getting it on at the end of the year. I've even seen New Year's Eve possibly touted. Is that frustrating for you, given that you want potentially one or both of those?
Is it frustrating? I'm not going to say it's frustrating. Every man walks his own path. He wants to fight Murata. They're both world champions. It is what it is. But that fight can be made, and we're actually in talks at the moment with Golovkin for that fight to be made. So everything happens when it's supposed to happen. Everything happens for a reason. I just got to be ready and waiting and ready for when that opportunity comes.
Just finally, Chris, I've got to mention the bet that you came good on and then delivered on your promise. Just what feedback have you had since donating the cheque to charity?
Yeah, a lot of people were very, they loved it. The fact that you're giving away so much money to charity. I saw an opportunity to make a lot of money. I knew what the outcome was going to be because, I'm a fighter. I can see fighters. I can see their mentality. I know their skill levels. On top of that, I've been in the ring with Saunders. I know what he's capable of. I know how much he's progressed since we fought, and that it's pretty much 0. He's the same guy, and that type of guy could never beat a Canelo. And he proved that when he quit in the 8th round. So yeah, made a bunch of money and gave it all to charity, and children's charity, Rocking Horse in Brighton. So yeah, all went to a good cause.
I was just going to ask for a name drop for the charity. I'm assuming they were delighted. Just finally, do you see Saunders returning to the ring at all? In your opinion, do you think we'll see him back out there?
I don't know, and I don't.
Good answer. Well, Chris, it's good to have you back, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, appreciate it.